Across this country, many young adults are saying it's good to be home. Last year, nearly half of adults under the age of 30 said they lived with a parent. That is up 12% from 2019, according to the Federal Reserve's latest survey of household economics and decision making. The Wall Street Journal recently reported on the trend, saying moving back home used to be a sign of failure. Now it shows financial savvy. Joining us to talk is Caleb Silver. He is chief business editor at People and editor-in-chief of Investopedia. Also with us, psychotherapist Robi Ludwig. She's also the host of the Pivot with Robi Ludwig podcast. Thanks, guys, for being with us. This is such a talker. Caleb, I'm going to start with you because we just mentioned the financial piece, and that's your expertise. So living at home maybe doesn't have the same stigma it always did. Why do you think so many kids are ending up back home with mom and dad?
Well, the primary reason is a lack of housing affordability. We've just seen home prices continue to climb higher and higher, especially in the biggest cities around the country. And those mortgage payments and the mortgage rates makes it really hard to get into that first house. Plus, wages, while they're growing a little bit, they're really not keeping up with the expenses. And I'm really talking about the needs, not the wants here. And also, the cost of childcare just keeps climbing, too. Every single year, it seems to go higher and higher. And student loans, credit card debt, all the things that a lot of young people have with them after college. It's really hard to get rid of that if you're trying to pay the rent as well. So moving back home with the parents, not the worst move in the world financially.
Yeah. Robi, do you mind if I out you that you have your own son is living in his 20s back home with you guys, saving money, probably.
Saving money.
To
He's
Caleb's
in graduate
point.
school.
Do you think are we in an era now where multi-generational families are closer and tighter, and maybe it's also more accepted to kind of have that?
Absolutely. And also, kids are closer to their parents. Yeah. It's not this authoritarian, you're going to do what I say. It's more of a friendship. And there are benefits for an adult child to seek advice and support. And also, for families, they want to enjoy this extra time. They're putting off the empty nest. And it decreases loneliness as well. So there are real benefits, and it's done in other countries all the time.
Caleb, a lot of people might be paying rent when they move back in with mom and dad, or maybe they're not. Can you talk about the benefits of, financially, if you're not paying rent, you're stocking away cash during that period.
Yeah, and you're using that either to pay down debt or to save for purchasing your own home potentially. But also, this goes both ways, and you can speak to this.
Yeah.
Sometimes parents want their kids moving back in with them, even if they're in their 30s and even if they have families to help support them. But it does reduce your expenses. You could potentially build savings. You could be investing more. And again, it's supporting your aging parents potentially who might need the help, and they're supporting you potentially with childcare. You agree on how much rent you're going to contribute, what the in-kind contribution is going to be, and it can work out well for everyone.
Yeah, you do have to have a conversation, though. I think I have one of our kids is home, 23-year-old Zach is home with us this summer, and it's going well, but we had to lay some ground rules. How do you manage that piece of it where you're not just getting on each other's nerves constantly?
So you have to remember it's a different relationship because you're living with a young adult. So you want to say, what are your expectations around chores, around personal space, around finances, around helping out within the house? And also you want to respect each other's independence and space because they're not little kids anymore. And also to communicate openly so that there's a sense of something festers, you can deal with it right then and right there.
And it's okay to have responsibilities for those grown children, too.
They should.
There should be a chore list.
They can load the dishwasher.
Absolutely.
Caleb, you say that for a lot of people, living back at home is a good thing, but there are some risks. Talk about what the risks are.
Yeah, not to mention you're in my space or you just grounded me and I'm 32. That doesn't feel good. But there is the delaying of financial independence, right? The delaying of being able to fend for yourself, make your own decisions.
Mom and dad making the decisions.
Absolutely. And it also delays other potential career moves. If you're stuck at home, you're not considering, if you're looking for a new job, moving outside of the city you're living in because you already have home secured with your parents. So it may delay those types of decisions, but by and large, when families do this, it usually benefits them as long as you have that communication.
And Robi, real quick, 15 seconds, big tip for parents if they feel like they're stuck in that situation where they can't get the kid to move out.
So think supporting independence, you should be a launching pad, not a permanent landing place.
Robi Ludwig, Caleb Silver, thanks guys so much. There's much more news ahead. You're watching NBC News Daily.